And looks like we're live. So what's going on, everyone? Thanks so much for joining here today. I guess to go ahead and start things out. So recently IOG just came out and stating that they're going to increase the K parameter to 500. So very interesting to see this. I wanted to just go ahead and share some thoughts regarding this news, give you guys an update on what's happening with KAIZN Stakepool as well. So yeah, hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for everybody joining us today. I the King, what's up, man? Alexandra, what's up? Shweta, how's it going? We got Alex in the house, Ahmed, Jason, what's going on, everybody? So I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, big news, big news. So in this video, really just wanted to share with you guys some of my thoughts, let you all know what I think, giving you guys an update on Kaizen Stakepool. If you guys could just go ahead and share this link around. Let's see if we can start a discussion. If you guys wanted to invite some people to our chat, please feel free to do so. So I'm just going to share this link out here. So yeah, IOG coming out, K equals 500. So yeah, big jump. So I guess a lot of the discussion is going to be around the way that they approach this. Right, so they were talking about going from 150 to 500. I actually caught Big Pay's live stream, and just from seeing some of his thoughts, you know, talking about how going from such a big jump, right? So from 150 to 500, it's not necessarily going to be a very smooth transition in the sense that, you know, delegators are not going to have the tools really that they would need so that they are, I guess, able to do so without having to necessarily change pools altogether. Like if you have multi-delegation, something like that, you know, it's going to make the transition from a saturated pool to a non-saturated pool that much easier. You know, you can still remain within that pool, but then you still have the ability to kind of adjust and, you know, kind of manage the rewards and certain things like that. So yeah, I just really wanted to go ahead and give you guys an update on what that looks like. You know, giving you all some of my thoughts and opinions on it as well. Taking a look at Twitter here. So there's actually a tweet from One Love. So shout out to Glitch. He actually put a poll together. Unpopular opinion, large pools that care about the community should adopt smaller community-focused pools as sister pools before spinning up additional pools to strengthen the core of the community. So I think that is actually a great question. I wanted to give you guys my take on that too. So turning to the chat, guys, what is up? Thank you all so much for joining. We got about 50 people here. Really nice to see you all. Vishal, musician Vishal here. What's up, man? How are you doing? Good to see you. Robert, howdy. Santiago, hi from Ibiza. Wow, okay. Thomas, watching from Norway. Very nice. Samp says, hi Pritesh, John here from your Twitter follower. Let's go. Thanks so much for joining today, guys. Really appreciate it. The Duck Pool, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. So Torres says, hi Pritesh, very small number for saturation at 64 million. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a really big jump. Right now, K equals 150. So what is K? Essentially, it's going to be the desired number of stake pools on the Cardano network. So as far as being able to incentivize the amount of pools on the network, I guess what they're doing is they're increasing the K parameter. So it's the desired number of pools. And the saturation point is tied directly to the K parameter. So right now with K being at 150, the saturation threshold for a pool was somewhere around about 210, maybe like 212 million ADA. What we're looking at now with K equals 500. So saturation point for a stake pool is going to be at about 64 million ADA. So pretty big jump there. As far as when this takes effect, so IOG came out and stated that it's going to be sometime around December. I believe it's December 6th. That's going to be the day when this takes effect. And as far as how they did this, so, you know, just talking more about the approach that they took. So instead of incremental changes, right, like K should have gone up as the price of ADA went up, I believe. And, you know, it's just my opinion, you know, just sharing with you guys some of my thoughts. Let me know what you all think in the chat. But if K was to go up this dramatically, I think we should have at least seen some tools that were available for delegators to actually, you know, help make better decisions as to which pools they wanted to delegate to. Like right now, and for those of you who have just joined, I did go ahead and catch part of Pay's live stream. And I completely agree with him because it's like the tools we have available right now as delegators, maybe for stake pool operators, it's a little bit different. And we'll talk about that in a bit. I wanted to give you guys an update on Kaizen and Krishna. But for delegators, you know, you're going to have to constantly be on top of your pool becoming saturated right now that we don't have multi-delegation. I'm sure that IOG has something in the works for this because, you know, it's going to happen really quick. So I'm sure that they are going to have something that they can implement to help with this. But something that I think is really going to benefit everybody from a delegation standpoint is definitely going to be that multi-delegation aspect. So yeah, interesting. You know, very, very interesting times that we're living in here with what's happening. Taurus says, hi, Pritesh, very small number. Yes. Sassy boy, hope that you have plans for a price pump too to justify the big K bump. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You know, in Pay's live stream, we were talking about the different pools that you can spin up. So, and I'm going to reference his live stream a lot because he and I collaborate pretty frequently. And I think he's a great guy. You know, a lot of people give him heat, but he's just trying to do his thing. You know, we're all just in this together. We're all business owners. We're all trying to do our best and play our part for the Cardano community. And I really respect his opinion. So Eye of the King says, press that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, thank you so much, Eye of the King. Guys, if you enjoy this content, be sure to drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. It definitely does help out the channel. Ahmed says, by March, we'll be 32 million ADA. Yeah, you know, IOG was talking about K equals 1,000 before D equals 0. D is going to be the decentralization parameter. So right now, the number of blocks being produced by these community stake pools is about 50% of the total blocks being propagated on the network. So D equals 0.5. So half of the blocks being produced by community pools and the other half is produced by these federated nodes at IOG. So yeah, I mean, if they're going to increase K to 1,000 before D equals 0, that effectively cuts the saturation point for these stake pools in half again. So from 64, you go to 32. So yeah, I mean, I think saturation is going to be a big concern for a lot of these pools moving forward. Vishal says, yes, Charles is delivering his promise of true decentralization. Yeah, absolutely. I think K equals 1,000, and we're going to see a lot of stake pools. We're going to see right now, I think, what, maybe 1,200 stake pools. So if K equals 1,000, we could see anywhere from maybe like 5,000 to 10,000 pools. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that at all. Ada Frog, what's up, Kyle? How's it going, man? So prices for pooties, it's going to get wild. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the market's been moving. Bitcoin is what, like 15K almost. So pretty interesting to see what's happening with the price. Alexandra says 64 million. Dang, that's a humongous jump. Yes, it really is. I think for a lot of these bigger stake pools, this is something that we have to really start thinking about right now. I think KAIZN is about 110 million. So we are definitely going to be at that point where we're going to have some plan in place. And that's where Krishna kind of comes into play. So just giving you guys some thoughts from a stake pool operator's perspective on what we intend on doing. We've got Kaizen and Krishna stake pool. So Krishna is our stake pool that we are intending to run for charity purposes. So we want to help feed, clothe, and educate those in poverty in India. So that's going to be what we're going to be doing as a way to help further decentralization of Cardano, but also helping to give back. I think that's a big thing about what I'm trying to do personally, as just, you know, being able to help spread the awareness around Cardano, but also being able to produce value to those who really need help from a financial standpoint, you know, and for those who are poor living in developing economies. I think that's the entire goal behind Cardano, is helping to bank the unbanked. So really just tying into that underlying mission of what we're trying to do as a project. So that's the plan. As far as what we're going to do, so if Kaizen is at a point where we become saturated, definitely if you are a delegator to Kaizen stake pool, I mean, right now we're okay. You just have to hang tight. We'll be able to communicate with you guys. Of course, you all know we've got this YouTube channel, so we have a really open line of communication. If you do have questions about anything, of course, you all know you can reach out to me anytime. I'm always available. But yeah, that's the plan moving forward. So let's see, I'm going to turn to the chat here. If I can answer any questions for you guys, just let me know down in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining. We've got about 95 people joining us here today. So really incredible to see you all. Richard May says, thanks for helping David with the stake pool the other day. Great channel. Smash the like, people. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Richard. I really appreciate the kind words. Definitely trying to help the community as much as possible. I know I've received a lot of help from the community myself. So Really, really grateful to be around such amazing people. Esso says, best time to buy is now. Yeah. Best time to buy really was in March. If you guys remember, 2020 has been one crazy year. Back in March, we had that huge liquidity event. Cardano was, I think, just at about 2 cents. So considering where we're at now, incredible. Richard says, hi, just joined. K equals 500 in December. Yes. So, hey, Richard, thanks so much for joining. K equals 500. They're saying December 6th is going to be when we see that. Shweta says, Pei is awesome. Yeah, Pei's a cool guy. Pei is a really cool guy. I'm glad that a lot of us content creators are able to collaborate. He's a really awesome dude. Jay says, I would get into ADA now. Ada Frog says, I expect CB listing now that D is sub 0.5. That's an interesting tie-in there, Kyle. I really enjoy that perspective, because if we do see that, you know, with Coinbase listing now, I think what they were waiting on really was Shelly, but now I don't see any reason why we wouldn't see a Coinbase listing. So yeah, be interesting to see that. Just for you saying, do we get more rewards now if K equals 500? You know, as far as rewards, and guys, I'm just sharing with you all some of my thoughts. This could definitely be different. Just, you know, this is all very new, but from my understanding, I think that with the pool saturation level being reduced, essentially you're going to get lower rewards over time. So I don't think rewards would increase necessarily, because if the amount of ADA that's delegated to a pool is actually, the threshold is actually reduced, I believe that rewards are also going to be at a point where, you know, over time, they're not going to be as high as they would have had you delegated to this massive pool that's producing tons of blocks. So, and we're learning as we go. So you guys will just have to remain patient. I mean, this information is basically just dropped today. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see. Mark Green says, agree with Asso, now is the best. Bitcoin and others have gone up and altcoins follow. Nice. David says, hi, will PayPal accept Cardano in the future? Most likely, most likely. I actually got a notification saying I'm off the wait list now for PayPal. So I'm going to check that out. I'll share with you guys some of my thoughts there. I think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, maybe Bitcoin Cash. That's to start. But yeah, PayPal is going to be a big player. All right, let's see here. Oh, Cheap Staking's in the house. What's up, Cheap Staking? Hey, KAIZN, great job with your videos and the pool. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. I know you guys are doing great things there too. Thanks so much for joining the live stream today. Terry says, I love that you're calling the other pool Krishna. Yeah, you know, the name behind that. So Kaizen and Krishna, you know, I thought they kind of tied in together. I'm a Hindu, so Krishna kind of made sense. So yeah, but it's not related to any type of religious affiliation. I just like the name. So I'm not promoting any type of religious affiliation with Krishna. But yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Luis says, hey, mate, thanks so much for the stream. I don't think that the best time is now. Any thoughts on the bull ring for BTC and the huge dependency leading to a slow pace for altcoins? I think what we'll see happen is Bitcoin kind of touching that 20K level. You know, it's going to go back to its previous all-time high. And I think that's when things start to go pretty blow off top crazy for altcoins. So Silvano, hello to all. Diamond Mine, IOG must know what's coming by increasing K to 500 in December and later to 1,000 in 2021. Monster jumps for monster pumps. I like that. David says, hi from Portugal. I hope to use Cardano and PayPal. Yes. Oh, yeah. Kyle, Ada Frog says, IOG retiring public pools too. Woot. All right. Yeah. That's actually really going to help with the available supply of ADA for delegation, I think. You know, if IOG is able to help support some of these community pools, I think that'd be really cool. You know, they're sitting on a lot of ADA. So by them retiring their pools, maybe if they're able to direct some of that ADA delegation towards community pools, I think that's really going to help the overall decentralization of the ecosystem. So yeah, I think that's really going to be a positive turn of events there for the overall decentralization of the ecosystem. So yeah, it's a good point as well. Dr. Info says, hi, Pritesh, love from India. Hey, man, thanks so much. I appreciate you joining the live stream today. Gon says, hi from Portugal. Taurus, will you ever open a new stake pool if there will not be any other solution? So Taurus, that's an interesting question. As far as us considering a third stake pool, I want to see us have to get to that point before I make any decisions on it. As far as running these pools, so right now it's just me. You know, it's a lot to have to create this content, to have to run the stake pools. I have a full-time gig. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that's occupying my time. So I'm really doing my best to try and manage everything. As far as helping the decentralization of the network, I think, and this is just my opinion, I think I'm much better off helping to promote community stake pools before I spin up another pool. Mainly because the second pool we have is being operated for charity, right? Like I'm not trying to spin up a whole bunch of pools. And for the pool operators who do that, they have every right to do that, in my opinion. I think that, you know, Cardano is the ecosystem where if a community member wanted to spin up however many pools they want to, they have the ability to do so. And that's where other parameters such as A0 come into a factor. You know, a lot of these other pools, you know, they can spin up maybe 10 or 20 pools, what have you, but maybe their pledge isn't so big. But I feel like the pool operators who are in this for the long run, and you know that they're committed, they're actually going to take those other parameters into account as well. So things like A0, you know, by having a high pledge in your own pool, even if you have multiple pools, I think that shows your commitment to running this and overall decentralization of the network. So yeah, that's an interesting question. If we do end up having to run a third pool, we'll just have to reach that point before we make any decisions. I did just want to give you guys an update on Kaizen Stakepool as well. So we had quite a bit of help from members in the community, a little bit of a hiccup there on our end. We're learning as we go, and I'm so grateful for all the support from members in the community. I was reaching out to a lot of people, and there were a lot of people there to help us out. For the stake pool operator that was there to help us in our time of need, I want to say thank you so much. I'm incredibly grateful for your support, and it really does mean a lot to me. I'm just incredibly humbled by everybody who was there. And as far as what we're doing going forward, so we're currently running bare metal servers. The thought process behind that was to help promote the decentralization of the network. But from a contingency standpoint and having backups in place, should something happen in the future, what we're going to do is actually run an instance on the cloud as well. So we're actually using a tier 4 data center to be able to have an instance running for Kaizen Stakepool on the cloud, should we need to actually use that as a backup server. So we're working on that. That is actually happening right now as we speak. And yeah, you know, we're learning and we're growing together. So for all the delegators that did stick with us, thank you so much. I mean, your support doesn't go unnoticed at all. I really love each and every one of you guys. As far as what's happening with the network, of course, you guys know with the K parameter increasing, we're going to have to really consider saturation. So Krishna pool is going to be where delegators can go to so that they can still be on top of getting those really nice rewards. We're going to keep the margin for Krishna pool at 2%. So it's actually a bit lower than Kaizen. And you actually be able to help support a good cause by delegating to Krishna pool as well. So yeah, and if you guys do have questions, you know that you're always able to contact me. I'm available on social media, on Twitter. You can always shoot me a DM or just send me an email. So guys, we've got over 140 people watching. You guys are awesome. What do you all think about this? I mean, from a delegation standpoint, I think that delegators are actually going to be the ones that actually are going to have to learn the most from this experience, because for stake pool operators, it's really just a matter of, okay, are you going to direct your delegators to other pools? Or are you going to spin up multiple pools? But I think for delegators, it's really going to be a matter of having the correct education in place to know when exactly to delegate to another pool, or if we do have multi-delegation, like which pool to choose from. So what do you guys think? I mean, do you feel like this is a good thing? Do you feel like this is the right approach that they took, going from 150 to K at one time? Do you feel like it should have been a gradual increase? I mean, for me personally, I think that going from 150 to 500 so suddenly without the correct tools in place, I don't know if that was necessarily the best move. I think that a lot of the delegators are going to be confused as to why they might be receiving lower rewards. Let's say maybe they're delegating to a saturated pool, which is why I think multi-delegation is going to be so important. But yeah, it's interesting the approach that they took, definitely. So let's see what we got here. Turning to the chat. Tino says, this dude only reads comments of his subs. Well, just leave a comment and I'll read it. Julian Ofer says, hi, Kaizen, what's up? Thanks for your work. When Goguen is launched, that dApps and new tokens will be created on Cardano. How will all this help the ADA to increase in value? So it's going to be a matter of bringing use and utility to the blockchain, right? I mean, think about Ethereum. There are so many dApps And there's so many developers that are writing these smart contracts on the blockchain. So think about something like that on Cardano, but then also keep in mind that we're building it on solid foundations. So you have a scalable blockchain that's going to be able to actually be interoperable with these other blockchains when we start to actually move some dApps over from Ethereum onto Cardano. I mean, that's going to be game changer. So I think the value being migrated over to the Cardano blockchain is really what's going to help drive the price. Tino says, no, I asked him 2 questions. He didn't answer. Yeah, Tino, I apologize about that, man. Just keep on asking. You know, if I missed it, I apologize. There's quite a few people here in the chat. I will definitely do my best to get to it. Or you can always shoot me a DM. You know, it's no biggie. Jason Wright says Cardano equals Kobe Bryant. Yes, the mindset of a winner, Black Mamba mentality. I agree. I've been watching a lot of Kobe Bryant stuff. I think that it's pretty tragic what happened. This year's been pretty rough for Kobe fans, but yeah, I think his legacy is what makes him pretty great. Alexander says, wise words. Terry Lauren says, I would be well up for helping with the Krishna pool and what it's for. Keep us up to date what to do. Yeah, absolutely, Terry. I will definitely be sure to keep you guys up to date. Of course, you guys know I'm going to do my best to maintain an open line of communication. Of course, we got the YouTube channel. I love doing this kind of stuff, you know, promoting stake pools, producing content, educational videos. It's just a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So Robert says, love from Slovenia. What's up, Robert? How are you doing today? Thanks so much for joining the live stream. Jesus says, hi, Kaizen, long time watching your YouTube channel. What is your take on, hold on, the chat just went up. I was like the last part. Hold on. I got your question. Let me see here. See, it's like the chat just keeps going. It just keeps going. What is your take on Coinbase? Okay. Yeah, Coinbase, it's coming. It's coming. We're going to see PayPal coming too. It's coming. I think what will happen is as the value being brought to the Cardano blockchain, you know, it'll happen over time. I'm not too entirely worried about Coinbase. I feel like from a user's perspective, Coinbase is definitely going to help. But I think it'll happen in time. So not too worried about that. Formula EU Mad from Tino. Okay, thanks, man. Taurus says, oh, okay, we can stake with Krishna then. Yeah, so Taurus, Krishna is open for delegation. You are more than welcome to join Krishna Pool. We're up and running. We're ready to go and ready to produce those blocks. Yeah, because Kaizen will become saturated in a month. Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm just trying to, you know, create the content, make sure that we're open and communicate with you guys. So love all of our delegators. Want to make sure we keep you guys up to date as best as possible. Silvano says, I will delegate my ADA to Kaizen. I'm very happy. Yeah, Silvano, definitely appreciate that, man. I love your support. I'm really grateful. Luis says, apologize for my ignorance. What is the K factor? Hey, Luis, I'm glad that you asked that. There's no stupid questions. So as far as the K factor, K is actually going to be related to the desired number of stake pools. With the K factor, I guess a parameter, or not the parameter necessarily, but the number that's directly affected by that is going to be the saturation threshold for a lot of these pools. Right now, with the K parameter being set at 150, saturation for a pool is maybe around about 210, maybe 212 million ADA. And with K going to 500, we're going to see the saturation threshold for these pools at 64 million ADA. So essentially with that, once the pool hits that saturation threshold, rewards for delegators will begin to diminish. So it's an important topic for larger stake pools. I know Kaizen stake pool currently is sitting at a delegation live stake of about 108 million ADA. So we definitely have to have plans in place for this. So yeah, just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on what we're going to do moving forward. Eye of the King says, Pritesh is a solid dude doing the charity thing for real. Eye of the King. Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, I feel like I get more enjoyment out of just being involved in this community. For me, the money is just a byproduct, right? Like I enjoy producing valuable content. I enjoy engaging with the community. I've actually learned so much by just being a stake pool operator. Yeah, I think that by giving back just a little bit, it's a small thing I can do, but it really does help the community. So really appreciate that, man. Thanks so much for the kind words. Darth Ada, smash the like. Yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. We're at 145 people watching right now. If you could, go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date with what's happening here. I know a lot of us content creators are doing our best to maintain valuable content and just keeping you guys up to date. There's so many things happening and it's happening quickly. So really appreciate all the support. Richard said there should be like a push message if a pool gets fully saturated. That's one of the concerns actually in Daedalus right now. There's really no way to know when a pool, other than that little saturation bar, gets saturated. Like if there was a way to set up alerts within Daedalus that was saying like, hey, your pool is at a point where it's saturated, you need to consider moving to a different stake pool. I think that would really help delegators with their experience. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Rodrigo says, cheers from Chile. Are you always creating nice content and supporting the community? Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, Rodrigo. I really enjoy doing what I do. That's kind of what gets me up in the morning. So I appreciate the kind words. Vishal says, I'm very happy with this. I'm also very happy this is not happening after Voltaire. Interesting. That's a good concept to think about. I mean, Voltaire, I think in a way has kind of already started with Project Catalyst. But as far as on-chain governance, yeah, it's an interesting one. So thanks for your take on that. Sassy Boy says they plan everything, so I'm sure they have things coming. Yeah, I think that what we'll start to see moving forward, I'm hoping is going to be that multi-delegation. I think the tools available for delegators, that's going to be a big thing to consider with all this happening. So yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Okay, just going through the chat. The Duck Pool says, Krishna, great job doing charity. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. We've learned so much. So guys, Duck Pool has actually been a really good friend. We've just had a great time being able to work together and continuing to maintain a relationship. So with Krishna, yeah, man, we started with the Rock Pi. We tried the Rock Pi on the test net, and it's just been a great experience. So I think with Krishna Pool, just doing something for charity, just giving back a little bit, it's something fun. We want to help spread the word about Cardano, and we want to just see people benefit from it. So I appreciate that, man. Thanks so much for the kind words. I hope you're doing well too. A lot of things are coming. This is just the beginning. From Laura Stakepool 24/7. Yes, absolutely. Exciting times ahead. Samp says, buy ADA now, stake it with Kaizen Stakepool. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. The future is bright. Duckpool says, and still having time to shave the beard and paint the gray hairs. Yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit. Ada Frog says, clean. Yeah, I appreciate it. I got cleaned up. I had to go visit some family, so just had to make sure we're all nice and clean. Yeah, the gray hairs are starting to come in thick and fast, man. I got that just for men action going on. Stake pool operator life. Formula E says, would love to run a pool, only have 100K ADA, but no IT experience. Is this possible? What do you recommend? Formula E, I'll tell you what, if you don't have any type of IT experience, it's totally possible. The experience for being able to operate a stake pool is going to improve over time. I think just having some type of Linux experience is going to help you tremendously. I feel like from my journey throughout the ITN and now on the mainnet, just being able to work my way around a command line has been just a blessing, because I would have been lost. So even if you don't have like really technically advanced IT experience, just being able to work your way around a command line, if you know basic Linux syntaxes, you'll be okay. You can probably do it. So thanks so much for your question. I really appreciate you joining the live stream today. All right, guys. So I really appreciate you guys watching. So we're going to wrap it up here in just a few minutes. I really enjoyed just hanging out with you guys, giving you an update on what's happening with Kaizen and Krishna stake pool. Of course, with this K parameter increase, this is a big, big jump, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. We're already here in November. Remember the 5th of November, November 5th here. Today's actually Charles Hoskinson's birthday too. So pretty cool. Cheers to Charles Hoskinson. But yeah, things are going to happen quick. So I just wanted to make sure I keep delegators up to date, keep everybody in the community up to date as well as best as I can, and just continue to provide valuable content. So Greg says, hey, Kaizen. Hey, Greg, how's it going, man? Thanks so much for joining us today. Anthony says, are you pushing us to move to Krishna pool before it gets saturated next month? So Anthony, we're going to keep an eye on it. As far as our delegators, you just want to hang tight. I think for those of you who are delegating with Kaizen Stake Pool, you'd probably want to wait just a little bit because of what we experienced. As far as, you know, our pool having some issues, we're actually going to be reducing our margin a little bit. So that's just a way to give back to our delegators. We're going to say thank you so much for everybody who has stuck with Kaizen Stake Pool. We're reducing our margin. We're doing a giveaway for our delegators. All you have to be doing is delegate to Kaizen Stake Pool. So you want to hang tight if you are a delegator to Kaizen Stake Pool, and then we'll be sure to keep you guys posted on when it's going to be best to delegate to Krishna. So that's a great question. So if you are a delegator to Kaizen Stake Pool, hang tight. We're reducing our margin to be able to compensate and say thank you so much for supporting us throughout our journey so far. And we'll be moving forward from there. So just want to keep you guys posted with that. Let's see here. Okay, so King Lalabella. So sorry, I missed your question, man. I'm going to go up in the chat a little bit. When the pool becomes saturated, do you need to have another bare metal server to shift the added ADA, or is it a software fix? Well, when the pool becomes saturated, you pretty much need to have another stake pool, right? Like you can't necessarily do anything about that other than just spinning up another pool if you're going to tell your delegators to move elsewhere. So we've actually got that already in place with Kaizen and Krishna, so we're good there. But yeah, essentially, if your pool gets saturated, you do need a different stake pool. So thanks so much for your question, man. I appreciate it. So B-Rock says, how can I sponsor a video of yours? Hey, B-Rock, so we are actually doing sponsorships if you are a small stake pool and if you want to take advantage of the opportunity to help spread the word about your pool. This is actually going to be a great way for you to help spread the word now that the K parameter is increasing. Go ahead and shoot me a DM, reach out to me via email, however you prefer. We're going to be doing our best to help spread the word about different stake pools within the community. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed it. You know, it was really good to just be able to chat with you guys. I really enjoyed the conversation. Hopefully you did find this live stream valuable. If you did, please be sure to drop a like. It definitely does help out the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be keeping you guys updated as best as I can. So guys, that is what I have for you all here. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here in just a moment. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care.